going on, guys? Coach Abby here to bring you some tips and tricks for your jiu-jitsu journey, along with health and fitness, and ultimately just becoming a better person 1% at a time. Today I'm going to be talking about the one thing that I really wish that I knew and learned in the very beginning of my jiu-jitsu journey, and it would have altered my entire practice and game and everything in a huge way. And that's one thing that I feel like I am trying to do on this channel, is simply share early on what you can do to really become the best person you can be, practitioner you can be, and ultimately it will bleed out into your day-to-day life. You're going to feel more confident, you're going to be in better shape, you're going to be mentally more alert, you're going to be emotionally stable. Why? Because you're going to have a healthy place to do your outlets, to do your exercise, to think through the hard times and work through them right then and there, and it will play out into your life, I guarantee it. So the one thing that I learned in the very beginning, if you don't know me, I'm pretty intense. I'm happy going and bubbly, but I have an intense competitive side. I have 3 older brothers. They're all in the Air Force. I have a dad I grew up with, always going outdoors, mountain climbing, doing crazy activities with them. And then my oldest sister and my mom are a little bit more laid back, easygoing, and aren't as intense, I would say. So I usually was always with my brothers during the times where we did a lot of activities. And with that being said, along with my character and just who I am, was a lot of competitiveness, competition, and intensity. So when I started jiu-jitsu, I had, first off, a lot of emotions. I had a lot of stress, a lot of transition, and emotions that were just unstable. And I would work out and do the gym, but I would still think about things and it would bother me. And so if you're somebody where you're doing activities and hobbies, but it's not totally taking away the stress or the emotion that you're going through in whatever season that you're in, jiu-jitsu is one of those things where you're forced to get a hold of your emotions really quick because of the circumstances you're in when you're grappling. It's very different than just lifting weights in a mental aspect and physical aspect, but I'm talking about mental and emotional right now. And so one thing that I'll say is I was so intense and competitive that I wouldn't really think about things thoroughly when I should have. And so with that, I was, more careless in how I was treating people in training, not to hurt them, but because of my intensity. You might be like that. Or if you're an athlete by nature, you just love to do all the things that are really hard to do, you're gonna maybe bring that into jiu-jitsu, but be very careful to not hurt people with that intensity. Over time, you'll learn to direct it and drive it where it needs to be and the timing that it needs to be there. And that's one thing I wish somebody would have told me or I would have learned, is that don't lose the intensity. Don't just completely stop it, because at one point I did just think that I was so intense. I didn't want to hurt people. I felt like I was hurting people. In the beginning, I think I did hurt more people than I wanted to. Nothing really broken, but I was intense. And I got pulled aside, and I felt really bad that I was trying to control this intensity, but I wasn't sure how, and nobody really instructed me how. And my dad said something really good in life that's carried me on for a long time with hard times, is it's okay to have the intensity, it's okay to have the drive, but learn to take that flame and redirect it to another area where that flame needs to be. And so when it comes to jiu-jitsu and when it comes to life, will feel pressured, pulled, like you're just gonna tap out or something's gonna happen, and the intensity will kick in, and that's what'll help you survive. But when you're going against something or someone where the intensity starts to lose, it starts to overcome and take control, and you can't think clearly, that's a problem. Because then that's when you can hurt yourself, you can hurt people, and then ultimately really feel a defeat that didn't need to be there. So one thing that I'll say is, when you learn to control the intensity and the emotion, that will make your game so much more stable, and that will also make your life more stable. The second thing I'm going to say is, when you feel like you're about to lose it, whether it's just broken down and frustrated, angry, overwhelmed, confused, and this is in jiu-jitsu specifically, but also in life, just take a breath and then tell yourself out loud, reset. Once you reset and and you say reset, that will help you to rethink what you're doing, take a step back, and then re-engage in that problem or challenge when you've had a moment to reset, to say, it's okay, I'm okay, this is a hard time, I won't let it defeat me, I'm gonna overcome it. And I think that a lot of times I've actually done the same thing in life, but I started it in jiu-jitsu. And the reason I did was because I'd get so gassed out and so tired and so frustrated, and I couldn't breathe, and I was so weak. And I remember so many days my arms were just throbbing from squeezing so hard and from trying so hard to survive, that if someone had just said, not just to relax, everyone says relax, no, just redirect, rethink, and reset, and you're gonna be okay. And if you can learn that in the very beginning, to control the mind in a way that needs to be controlled, when to start and stop your intensity, or when to kick it on. If you're a relaxed person, when do you need it to kick on, and what is gonna trigger you to turn it on? If you're naturally a very relaxed person, it's mostly a good thing, but sometimes the intensity and fire, it needs to show up, right? To get out of a place completely where you're feeling stuck, or a submission where there might be a percentile where you can in fact survive. But it's not gonna happen if you're relaxed about it all the time. Sometimes you're gonna have to fight your way through. And that's how it is in life, right? And so if someone had just told me those three things of reset, not relax. Relaxing, telling me to relax did not work out well. It'd be reset, rethink, redirect the intensity. Where can it take you? Where is it going to drive you forward instead of hold you back? And that will be game changing for your jiu-jitsu and for life. I hope that was helpful. Like I said, it is a learning experience. It's something that I did wish I knew when I first started, because I was really young and I just honestly didn't have that kind of a mentor or professor to just help me speak heart to heart to where I was struggling. And so I'm hoping that this will help women out there that are more intense, men out there, or if you're so relaxed that you're like, I want that fire. It is possible. The same thing goes. You need to learn and see where you're needing to turn on that flame and that light to get you moving. And you need to start finding ways to set yourself up for that. Whether it's thoughts, emotions, rewards, those will in fact help your game drastically. It's one step at a time, one percentile at a time. You can do it. Like I said, it's something that I really wish I knew in the very beginning. So if you thought that was helpful, let me know down below. If you have any questions, also let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. If you have just been around and you want to see more videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.